You're listening to a Frequency Podcast Network production.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Welcome to Thursday. My name is Brock.
I'm Dalby. Yesterday, we had like 4 separate packages come to the house during the day, and they were all addressed to Mallory, my partner. And I finally, by like package number 3, I was like, what are all these boxes that we're getting today? Apparently, she is fully done Christmas shopping for the year.
Oh, wow.
I am blown away, and I have also never felt more pressure that my gifts have to be good this year.
I'm glad that me and Courtney have made a rule like the past 2 years that we don't buy each other Christmas gifts, but I still wonder why the fuck we have so many packages coming to our house every day. Every single day. There's like a FedEx, a UPS guy, the Amazon guy, and I'm like, what is this stuff?
Where are all these things coming from? And that is the problem with like the ease of modern shopping. Like it's just in your hand. Like even you're not even safe on like Instagram. The number of Amazon ads I'll get on Instagram that all of a sudden now I'm on Amazon, now I'm putting things in carts and I'm like, what have I done?
I just feel like, I don't really get much paper mail because everything's online.
Yeah.
Nothing comes to my house for me anymore.
That's true.
Like, it's like my name is on all the bills, but everything that shows up to my house is not for me.
Dude, I don't even get bills anymore because I get them all like sent to my email.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
I feel like when me and my mail carrier make eye contact, it's like long lost friends. Like, holy shit, you're still here, eh? Good for you.
Yeah, I had a guy a few weeks ago show up. He's like, could you sign for this? And I was like, I don't want to.
I would appreciate if I didn't have to.
Let's teach her a lesson.
How about you just take this back?
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
I need your help, or at least your advice on something. You know my son Marcus loves soccer, and he's in soccer now. I signed him up. He's been doing some training and stuff like that. Had a game yesterday, and I think I have a little bit of hockey dad in me.
Are you yelling at him?
I didn't yell, but I felt like I wanted to. Not even necessarily just at him. Like, I wanted to tell him, like, hey, you're out of position. Like, I wanted to give him advice, but I'm like, I'm not the coach. That's not my job. And then there were other kids out there that I was like, that kid's being a wiener. Someone needs to tell that kid, shut up. I was just like, oh, no.
Did you have the instinct to fight any other parents, though?
But like just a little, like I wouldn't have thrown the first punch, but there were a couple of them where I'm like, you need to get your kid in order.
I will say you're stronger than most hockey parents that you didn't act on any of your feelings.
Dude, I never felt this before. I think this is the first one of my kids that's gotten into like a competitive sport. They have tried different things at like the recreational level, but Marcus actually wants to learn soccer, wants to be a soccer player. So he's in like an actual developmental thing. And now all of a sudden, like I'm finding my competitive fires are coming out a little bit. And I had to sit there with headphones yesterday just being like, don't say anything, don't say anything, don't say anything.
And that's good. That's good. I think you need to keep that in your mind. And as long as you don't buy one of the team's tracksuits that you start wearing to the game, that's when it becomes a problem.
Start wearing merch, it's soccer, get the big scarf on.
When you
stuff.
see the hockey dads start dressing in the team colors as they show up to the game, and it's like, dude, you're 40 years old. Relax.
This is probably not a good sign.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be getting the merch for the team. He's U9. I shouldn't be a supporter.
I think there should honestly, like, someone should make an Audible book that some, like, hockey dads can listen to just to chill the hell out.
Like a meditation guide?
Yeah, there should be a hockey parent meditation guide.
Yo, okay, hang on. You may have just tripped and fallen over a money-making idea.
You want to try?
What if we do that? We get some, like, real nice yoga, chanty kind of music, and just some real gentle vibes over top of it.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is what we call hockey dad meditation.
Just something to help all the sports parents out there. When you start to feel the urge to yell at a coach or a ref or strangle a parent, to just calm down and relax.
You are not mad at your son. You are frustrated because your dreams never panned out the way you wanted them to.
Nobody in this building is a professional sports team scout. I promise.
Remember to breathe. You don't stop your kid might end up becoming a furry one day.
Those referees that you're mad at don't care enough about your kid to pick on him.
You're way too angry at these kids. Your wife was right. You do have an anger problem, and this is probably why you're getting a divorce.
If you really wanted your kid to get more playing time, you should have volunteered to be the coach.
That one hits close to home for a lot of people's kids.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
I'm officially over Beyonce.
Like, as a person?
If I have to see that friggin' Levi's commercial of her going into the laundromat one more time.
And just stripping?
I feel like Sportsnet, TSN, YouTube, Facebook, I see it all the time. If you haven't seen it, it's this ad of Beyonce, I guess, trying to be an everyday person because she's a country star now.
That's right, yeah, she's selling Levi's.
She goes in, for some reason, takes her pants off in the middle of this laundromat.
I don't care if you're friggin' Beyonce. If you start stripping in the middle of the laundromat, you should be asked to leave.
I mean, it's not a bad sight, but nonetheless, like, her doing laundry is not a real thing, in my opinion. I'm so tired of rich people trying to pretend that they're just like us.
I was going to say, how long do you think she was coached by someone offset before she was like, oh, and then I put the clothes in, and then I push the button?
Not only is it funny that one of the richest ladies on planet Earth is doing laundry, but the fact that she's going to a laundromat to do it. When's the last time you think she had a quarter? You think she's ever had to ask for change recently in the past 20 years?
Right. Yeah, she's not over at the little side windy thing getting the little box of Tide. Like, she doesn't know what that's for.
She's never even had a coupon to get detergent before. That's what makes me mad every time I watch this thing. Like, what? Do you think she's ever cleaned out a dryer filter before?
Oh, almost certainly has no idea that the dryer is a huge fire hazard.
I just feel like when you got that kind of money, you don't do your own laundry for sure. You don't fold your own clothes.
I mean, to be fair, it is evident that she doesn't really know what she's doing in the commercial. The first thing she does is dump a bucket of diamonds into the washing machine. That's just going to ruin the drum.
Sure.
That's not how you do laundry, Beyonce.
I also laugh at the idea of, like, do you think Jay-Z's ever got yelled at for mixing the whites and colors together?
Do you think she puts the laundry in and he's the one folding all the clothes? He's got to put it all back into the drawers?
If I had that kind of money that Beyonce and Jay-Z have, I would never do laundry ever again.
Honest to God, like, I don't even know if I would hire someone to do laundry. I would just buy clothes and then donate them every day.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing the same thing twice.
I don't even know if I'd wipe my own ass, to be honest with you. If I had that kind of money.
Snoop Dogg's got a joint roller and Brock's got an ass wiper. Everyone spends their money different.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
If you were super rich, what would be some things you'd never ever do again? 762-555. A lot of people saying cooking would be a big one.
I like cooking, so I would hire like a weekday chef. Just someone to come Monday through Friday and take care of the meals, and then, like, I'll do, like, some barbecue on Saturday. I got that. Mm-hmm. But I would definitely let someone else with some training handle the majority of my meals.
It would be nice just to come home and be like, what's on the menu today?
Absolutely. I would also agree with the people who texted in that I would hire someone to, like, work me out, you know what I mean? Like a personal trainer who would be there to be like, okay, you've got to get up, you've got to stretch, you've got to lift.
But if you got Beyonce money, you could literally hire people to, like, move your arms for you.
Imagine. Just like, I don't need to look like jacked, but I know I should move my body more just for health purposes. Just put me in some sort of apparatus so I can still watch TV while someone just, like, works out my legs.
Yeah, that's the dream, honestly, right there.
I don't think I could handle it. I think that would be about as awkward as the person who texted in, I'd hire someone to brush my teeth. Like, imagine you're just standing in the bathroom with your teeth open.
I think what you do is you have, like, a dentist chair kind of thing, and then someone goes into your mouth every morning.
That couldn't be their only job, right? Like, they would have to be also someone in charge of, like, doing your laundry. So you don't just pay someone to come over and brush your teeth for 2 minutes and then, like, all right, see you tonight, Frank.
You know how, like, every rich person has an assistant? You literally have a dental assistant.
He comes over, gives me a quick brush, a little floss, hands me a little thing of toothpaste, and then moves on.
I think the other big one is obviously cleaning, which, I mean, to be able to have, like, a personal maid would be awesome. Just for even, like, the little things like cleaning the shower hair out of the drain. Like,
I have hired someone to clean my house on, like, I want to say, like, 3 occasions in my life. And those might be, other than the day I got married or the day my kids were born, 3 of the happiest days of my entire life.
And when you're that rich, like, nobody's going to actually judge you.
No, it's expected. Like, honestly, if you go over to the house of someone who's exorbitantly wealthy and you see them cleaning their own kitchen floor, you'd almost be like, oh my God, is everything okay?
But to be able to, like, come home and be like, yes, Chiefs will clean it up, yes.
See, that's the difference. There's a difference between having someone who's, like, just doing general maintenance on your house versus, like, I've spilled some milk on the floor. Someone come get this.
Honestly, I wouldn't hire a dog walker, but I would hire a dog poop cleaner.
So you're still walking the dogs, and then someone else is walking behind you with the bags?
That'd be awesome.
You gotta be real rich.
You just keep it moving. You got a professional scooper.
That's a bummer job to have on your resume. Like, I mean, it's easy work, but, like, what do you do for a living? I follow that guy while he walks his dogs. It's not the most fulfilling job.
Money is money, man. It's a crappy job, but someone would be willing to do it.
You're right.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
There's currently a bunch of North Korean soldiers that are in Russia, and apparently they have gained unrestricted access to the internet for the very first time.
Oh my God, they must be learning all kinds of, like, world history events and things that they didn't know were real or were given alternate histories to.
This is a real quote. Apparently they are gorging on pornography.
or that. Why would I think that they were using it to learn and to research things when pornography exists?
North Korean officials are very upset with the soldiers out there and are worried that they are going to become distracted from their task at hand.
Hey, both hands on the gun, all right? Come on.
I mean, I get it. There was a story last year of, like, some tribe out somewhere that got internet access for the first time.
That's right.
And then everything kind of went to crap because they were all just like, we got the hub now?
Everybody thought that, like, having access to the sum total of the world's knowledge base would be an advancement for these people, and they right away were like, yo, you got people taking clothes off?
It's weird all across this world, the differences we have, but some of the same similarities, you know?
There's one thing that unites us all, and it's being horny as hell.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
There's a company called Schneider Electric, and I guess they were just recently hacked by some hacker group called Hellcat.
Uh-oh.
They've stolen more than 40 gigs of compressed data and have demanded that this French company pay them a lot of dough, let's say.
Okay.
Looking for $125,000, but they're asking for the payment to be in baguettes.
In bread? In French bread?
They've demanded $125,000 in baguettes, or else they say that the sensitive customer and operational information will be leaked.
Well, I mean, that's just it. Like, if you can get into, I'm assuming this is probably a fair-sized electrical company that probably has a lot of credit card data from customers, names, addresses, phone numbers.
Emails, all that stuff.
There's a lot of stuff in there that you could probably sell on the dark web and make some money. What I can't figure out is, what do you do with the baguettes if you receive the payment?
How do you get the baguettes?
Well, leave the baguettes on a bench and walk away.
Is that how it is?
How many baguettes is $125,000 worth?
I was curious, at least at like Loblaws, the average baguette is going for around $3. So quick math, around 41,000, 42,000 baguettes, something like that.
That's so many baguettes.
Yeah.
What do you do with 41,000 baguettes? Like, you know how when you see in the movies, people will rob a bank and then they're like, okay, nobody spend the money. We have to wait till the heat dies down.
The shelf life on a baguette is not very long.
Where do you store 40,000 baguettes until the heat dies down?
They're going to go stale so fast.
Oh, what if the hackers sell the stale baguettes to a crouton company? Now we're making money.
The only thing that I could piece together is like maybe it's the same people that have been stealing all the butter in Guelph.
Oh.
Have all this butter now, and now they need the bread.
It's an international butter board syndicate. We've got the butter. There's the cheese thefts.
Yeah.
There's the baguettes.
It's all adding up now.
This is all coming together. If somebody knocks over a deli meat butcher somewhere in the world, this is Ocean's 14.
So all you need to do is look for people that are eating lots of sandwiches, and the police should be able to pin this one down.
40,000 baguettes. I just don't understand.
That's the weirdest form of payment that I've ever heard.
Baguettes are not currency, no matter how much you love bread.
The Brock and Dobby Podcast.
I did all the brake lines on my buddy's truck, which took like a day, and I got a bag of fresh walleye and half a jug of washer fluid.
This man couldn't go to the Esso and get you a fresh jug of washer fluid?
I'm still pending payment on the other half. But
It's down payment.
He's listening to this right now, I guarantee it.
He just remembered. He's like, oh yeah, I gotta make good on that.
People don't forget.
Yes, sir.
Was it good walleye at least?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Hell
yeah, it's good. Washer fluid were good too.
Hey, thanks for chatting with us, man.
Yeah, have a good one.
Yeah.
See you later.
You know what my favorite is we're making fun of these people asking for baguettes when like food honestly is the second best currency.
Well, I mean, you need someone to help you move. What do you give them?
Pizza
And beer.
Yeah.
100%. I have 100% helped out like older aunts and gotten pies. Like, that's just a thing.
Yeah.
Getting baking in return for doing a little work around the house.
The amount of people texting in about just like meats in general that they've gotten paid in.
One person texted in, and it's the specificity that makes me laugh, just says, I got paid in maple leaf chicken breasts. And I love the idea of holding out for brand name value.
Sure.
It's like, listen, I'll come over to your house, and I'll help you work on the garage, but I'm getting maple leaf chicken breasts or I'm walking.
Also, it sounds like old ladies can get away with just giving out cookies, which, you know, like the pie thing. If you know an old lady that can bake, you'll take that as currency.
I'll tell you right now, if anybody's got like an older grandma or anything like that needs the lawn mowed or something like that come next summer, I'm willing to work for an egg salad sandwich. Like a proper fresh made known as egg salad sandwich, I'm in.
You gotta start cutting your own grass first, though.
What if I start making egg salad sandwiches? Can I get someone to come cut it for me?
It's basically food. A lot of people with weed on the text line as well.
Weed is, I will say this, and maybe it's less so now that there's like stores and legalities and all that stuff. But I know when I was in school, like high school, college, that was full on currency.
Chad just texted and said, I bought a 2001 Camry in 2010 for £1.
Would be a little nervous about the quality of that Camry.
I also will say that like booze is somewhat the best currency. I feel like there's like a guy code that like it's almost like a legal tender for anything involving labor with your buddies.
Case of beer.
Yeah.
Case of beer. If you come help me work on something, if I need you to help me move something, if you do a small amount of labor for me, you get a case of beer. If you really go to that next level, maybe you get a bottle of something, like a big bottle.
Yeah.
Those are sort of the levels.
Minimum 24, 30 pack, I feel like, for like an actual effort.
Okay, who's the rich guy now? Wow.
6 pack if you're just hanging around for an hour.
6 pack, and then what's a 12 pack? What do you got to put in for a 12 pack?
Minimum of 2 hours.
2 hours. That's 6 beer an hour.
6 beer an hour is
that's
a good wage,
pretty
actually.
good feat.
The Brock and Dobby Podcast.
A study was done on macaques, you know, the monkeys, and it was found.
It's my favorite animal name, by the way.
I know. I'm trying to just say it as a normal person and not giggle. A study found that the more antisocial of these particular herd of macaques got sick less often. And they kind of looked into that. And of course, what it is they're around other members of the species less often, therefore exposed to fewer germs. Therefore, they are generally lonelier but healthier.
So are you saying that if they don't have any friends, they live longer?
That's what I'm saying. They said this study could apply to humans, suggesting that as you get older, your immune system does tend to weaken. That's just getting older. That maybe it's not a bad idea to cut down on your social circle to reduce the number of sort of germs you're exposed to on a daily basis.
I get that, but then again, the older you get, I mean, the smaller your circle technically gets too, right?
Already gets. That's the thing I was thinking. I was like, I get where you're coming from the health perspective. I understand what you're saying about this makes sense. The fewer interactions you have with people, the less exposures you deal with. But doesn't this also sound like an excuse someone would say for why they don't have any friends?
100%.
It's like, no. Hey, it's not that I'm insufferable to be around or just a real annoying person. I'm worried about my own immune system.
Yeah.
I just don't want to get sick. That's why I don't have any friends around.
I mean, if you don't want any friends, just stop showering, maybe get married, have a kid.
Let me tell you right now, you have 2 of those kids. You don't have to worry about friends ever.
Yeah.
But it's like also saying like people who are like, oh, I don't have to spend any money on other people's birthday presents, or I never have to worry about getting people wedding presents. The money I save never getting invited anywhere. It's like, just nobody wants you to come to the party, man. You just kind of suck.
That's all it is. And it's like the idea of it like being good for your health is like one thing, but your mental health on the other hand.
That's the other thing about all this. Like, we kind of went through a thing not that many years ago where we had reduced social contact. And I don't remember people coming out of there being amazed at how healthy and good they were feeling.
Hot new conspiracy theory. COVID was only started because some guy didn't have friends.
If I can't hang out with anybody, nobody can.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Text 762-555. Yes, send a text to us right now. Send a text. All you gotta do is ask us a question. Comment in, we'll reply. Send a text. Yeah, 762-555. Anything that's on your mind today. Even if you're hanging out of the passenger side, best friends ride. Send a text to us.
Text us, you scrubs.
No, we don't want no scrubs.
No, sorry.
Right, we
My
just want
mistake.
text. No
My
scrubs,
mistake.
just text. Okay. We did get a text from someone here that said, "What is a scrub?"
Isn't it just like someone who's kind of broke? Was there more to that song than just like, I don't want broke men?
That's what I thought, and
Right.
so I Googled it here. I
Okay.
said, what is a scrub based on the TLC song?
Sure.
It says a scrub is a guy who thinks he's good looking, and he's also referred to as a playa.
Oh, okay. So like, guy who thinks he's handsome, runs around with a lot of different
An ugly,
tries to-
suave dude. That's basically what it is.
Isn't that's redundant? Those two generally go together. It's the ones that really think that they're slick on like dating apps or at nightclubs and stuff like that in the light of day you kind of go, huh.
I think a scrub would be the kind of guy that's like, "Where's my hug at?"
Oh,
Like that kinda guy,
yeah.
yeah.
Just real too close.
Yeah.
Too close to everybody.
So there you go. Now we all know. Knowing is half the battle. Someone said, "What food do you think is the most wasted food on planet Earth?" Are you talking about like in the garbage, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably the stuff that gets put on the side of your plate at a restaurant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you go to a steakhouse, you order the steak, you get the mashed potatoes, you get a couple vegetables, and then there's all that other stuff. You're just like, get that out of here.
Lettuce overall, I mean, how many times do you
Yeah.
get wings and then there's just lettuce on the bottom of it? And, I mean, how many times do you buy like a bag of spring mix that all of a sudden you look in the
Right.
back of the fridge and you're like, "Oh, hi."
I forgot about you.
Yeah.
You made one salad because you were really going to turn it around this time, and then you're like, here I am again.
Yeah.
On my own.
It's a tie between that and then whatever your mom makes you for lunch at school.
Yep.
I feel so bad. There are so many moms that don't realize that you guys spend so much time making lunches for your kids and then just end up in the trash every day.
How long does it really take to make a dry bologna sandwich, though?
You're not wrong.
Sorry, Mom. Love you.
Somebody said, if you could challenge any celebrity to a rap battle, who would you choose? Like us being in a rap battle?
Yeah. I mean, I don't really think either of us got bars. You know what I mean?
Speak for yourself.
You think you could freestyle? You think if you were in a rap battle, you could just drop lines?
Me and William Shatner go toe-to-toe, a rap battle?
William Shatner dog walks you 7 days a week.
There's no way.
Absolutely. The man is a literal spoken word artist.
There's no way.
He's not going to rap fast,
Oh, okay.
but he's going to walk around you for sure.
Probably beat Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Isn't he dead?
Exactly. All right, we'll wrap up with this one here. Someone said, if you were a pirate and you had a hook hand, what would you put on there instead of a hook?
Oh.
I feel like a fork would be a good move just for like eating purposes.
Right, or you know what? Remember those old little grabber toys, like the T-Rex toy? You'd pull the trigger and the mouth would close. But I would just get like an actual grabber arm.
Oh, okay.
And so you could grab
How would you get it to close, though?
I assume I could flex like at the elbow or something like that.
You just like kind of jolt it a bit?
Yeah. I would have some sort of mechanism.
What if you put like a massage gun on the end of it?
Like a Theragun?
Yeah.
I think we're going back around to talking about that suave guy who does too many hugs. Like, what are you going to do with it? You need consent before you start rubbing your massage gun on anybody.
Mrs. might like it.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
You know what it's like when you go to a movie theater and you watch a movie and you're like, ugh, why did we pay for this? Like, it's a bummer. It's not good. Smile 2. And the people who put it out, Paramount, are offering an online opportunity to watch the first 7 minutes of the movie.
Okay.
Absolutely free. But you need to have a computer with an internet connection and a webcam. So what you do is you go to the website, you connect your webcam to their site, and then you have to smile and big, full mouth, toothy smile.
Oh, that's the only way you can watch it?
For 7 full minutes.
It's creepy.
If at any point you stop smiling, it shuts down the feed and you're done.
I'll tell you, the first 7 minutes of that movie are nothing to smile about. Like, I've seen the movie.
Like, is it like graphic, like gory?
A little bit. The opening scene's pretty gnarly.
That's the origin story of a psychopath, is having to sit smiling as people are being murdered.
Even just think about smiling for 7 minutes.
That's just it, right? Like, you ever watch a comedy movie or you go to a stand-up show or something like that, and people will say, like, oh my God, my face hurts from laughing so hard. It's because you're using all of these muscles. To sit there and hold a full, open, toothy smile for 7 minutes, my cheeks are sore just thinking about it.
I think if you work in, like, retail, you could be able to pull it off.
Right, you have developed that fake smile ability.
Anyone that works at, like, a grocery store or, like, a Walmart, whatever, you guys are used to putting on those BS smiles all day. It's like that. Politicians could probably pull it off.
Politicians are watching 25 minutes of this movie, no problem.
Anyone that works at a hotel.
Yeah, front desk for sure.
Yeah.
If you are a server in a family-style restaurant, you have smiled for well more than 7 minutes. Your face is dead. You just can't feel anything.
Yeah.
I was also thinking about this, though, because they're like, oh, we have technology that, we can sense facial recognition to see if you're smiling or not. There's someone watching these smiles, right? Like, theoretically.
Dude, that's even worse. Just sitting on the other end watching people fake smile for 7 minutes.
Dozens of people at any given time trying to hold fake smiles on their faces. All they're doing is farming content for Smile 3.
Yeah.
All these smiles are going to be in the next one.
Terrifying. That'd be terrifying to sit on the other end and just watch a bunch of people while it's like,
What was that old website where you could, like, go on and you'd be matched with a random person on a webcam?
like Omegle Chat Roulette?
That's Chat Roulette's the one I was thinking about. It's like that, but every clip you click through is just another person smiling during a murder.
Someone's getting off on the other end. That's all those websites were, my friend.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Ed's word of the day.
See what he's got.
Good morning. Today's word is metal. Yep, metal.
Metal?
M-E-T-T-L-E, metal.
Oh.
And it's strength of spirit or temperament ability to cope with while doing something challenging. Stamina. or quality of temperament or disposition. Definitely great qualities. Anyways, that's about it. Have a great one. Cheers up.
Yeah, it's basically just like how well you can like stand in the face of adversity. Like I can remember as a kid hearing them use the word metal to describe wrestlers in like grueling WWF matches and then thinking, because I was a stupid kid, that they were robots because I thought they had metal in them.
So I guess you could also use it as like, you know when you go to a funeral and you see someone and they're like really holding it together better than you think they would?
Right, you would expect someone to be an absolute mess, but they're doing pretty well.
That's metal?
That's metal.
That's the best way to use it, actually.
Metal as hell, bro.
You're being super metal right now. I respect the hell out of it, brother.
Imagine walking up to like a widow and giving them a big hug. It's like, you're so metal.
Hell yeah. Your buddy's dealing with a breakup.
I was just going to say, guys.
Very metal, dude. Very metal.
Nothing more metal than going through a divorce without putting it all on Facebook.
I respect the way you handle things. You're so metal.
I like that you're doing a Macho Man voice for this. Macho Man, I also feel, was pretty metal.
Pretty damn metal.
He went through a lot of stuff, you know? He had a lot of metal to him.
Metal. Try and be metal today if you can, all right?
For more Brock and Dalby, tune in weekday mornings 5:30 to 9.
The Brock and Dalby podcast is brought to you by badshop.ca, the Brock and Dalby merch store, with all proceeds going to the Canadian Cancer Society.